Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. This one was sent in by a guy named Grab, and this is the career class he's going to be using throughout the entirety of the gameplay. You can go ahead and pause the video and check out his class so you can try and make a copy of it for yourself, but right now we're going to be hopping into the actual gameplay. We're playing a bit of domination here on the map Biolab, running around with the KF5 in a very special variant of the KF5, I might add. It's called the Breakneck. Now keep in mind, I just unlocked the Breakneck. I got one of those amazing supply drops where I opened it up, I got the Breakneck KF5, which is very good. We're going to be talking about that here in a moment, as well as I got 35 minutes worth of double XP, and I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty good supply drop, where usually I just get some pants and stuff like that, so it was a pretty good supply drop. The Breakneck variation of the KF5, if you guys are unaware of what that is a very special variant. One, it looks pretty cool, definitely looks pretty cool, but what it does is it gives you -1 to accuracy, which, you know, you're losing a little bit of accuracy, -1, but it gives you +3 to fire rate, which is pretty great. So this gun just has a crazy fire rate, and because of that, it can actually try and compete with the Ball 27 and stuff like that close range. It actually makes it a very viable weapon overall. What he does throughout this entire gameplay I thought was pretty interesting. So he does, of course, go for the flags. He goes basically back and forth between A and C quite a bit, because you guys have played on Biolab. You know, the flags are constantly changing hands. But one of the things he does a lot throughout the video, which I just cannot mimic, like I've tried this kind of thing, it just does not work out for me, and I don't know how he pulled it off. Basically, he spent a lot of time in the middle building of Biolab here, and actually like in that main middle room. I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure there's a call out for it, because there's call outs for this stuff already, but I don't know the name of it. But the middle room, man, he spends a lot of time in there. Right now he's over here towards the C flag, of course, but you're going to see he's going to go back, and he's going to spend a lot of time in that middle room, just kind of going back and forth between A, B, and C, and taking out a lot of people. When I go into the middle room, I have a lot of trouble, because that room has so many different entrances. You know, you can go the way he's going right here from this little walkway here. You can jump in from the B flag. You can, of course, go in through the tunnels from A and C. It's like, man, how do you like even be successful in there? There's just like so many. There's so many places for the people to get to you. That's the core of it. And I have a lot of trouble doing that. So when I play on Biolab, I usually stick to the outer perimeter, and I try to avoid that middle building like it's the plague. But let's start talking about the credit class he's using throughout this video, because it's actually a very, very short overall DNA bomb. So like I said, he's using the KF5 Breakneck, and he's got advanced rifling for farther range. He's got grip to help manage that recoil, especially with all the extra fire rate. It's good to have a grip on there to manage the recoil, as well as he's got a red dot sight. The perks he's using is perk 1, low profile, to stay off the UAVs, of course. That's definitely a good perk. I recommend it on just about all your classes. He's got peripherals as perk 2, which is something I don't really recommend. What it really does is makes your minimap pretty similar to that of Call of Duty Ghost. I haven't really tried out a whole lot. I'm really kind of partial to the traditional Call of Duty minimap, which is just like your standard square. I'm very used to reading that. But actually, like, you watch gameplay of it like this, it looks like peripherals can actually help you out a lot, especially when the UAV is up. It can really let you know where people are at and stuff. So maybe I'll try out peripherals here in my next session. I don't know. And perk 3, he's got blast suppressor, which is best perk in the game, and he's got scavenger, so we can pick up ammo. I'm seeing a lot of people nowadays starting to swap out toughness for scavenger, and I'm wondering about that, man, because toughness for me is just a perk I really can't live without, but scavenger at the same time is a very nice perk overall. I just usually pick up other people's guns rather than using scavenger, but to each his own, I suppose. Of course, his exo ability is going to be exo overclock, which is the only really viable one in my opinion. So right, like I said, he's spending a lot of time throughout the rest of this gameplay actually here in the middle, and flags are going to be constantly changing hands. Like I said, that's how Biolab is really played. It's very hectic. I would say this is the smallest map. What would you guys say? Let me know in the comments. What would you guys say is the smallest map here in Advanced Warfare? It's either this or Detroit, right? I feel as though, and of course I haven't freaking, you know, went and measured it, went into a private match and counted my steps from one side of the map to the other or anything. But I would say this is a little bit smaller than Detroit. I feel as though Detroit is a bit bigger, especially with how long the map is and all the different ways you can go. Like go through the parking garage and go through the school and go through the hospital and the middle building and all that stuff. So I feel as though this is probably the smallest map in the game. And because of that, I think it's going to become a fan favorite. And if I have to make a prediction for DNA Saturday in the future, I feel as though a lot of the DNA bombs that are actually sent in are going to be sent in playing on this map and playing on the map Detroit, because they're the two smallest maps in the game. I'm just calling that. I have a prediction. Maybe Comeback as well. I think Comeback's a great map. I think Comeback is a very good map. So I think it feels as though maybe then you're going to have those 3 maps are going to be the maps that you're going to be seeing a lot on DNA Saturday. If I had to make a prediction, I'm just making a very, very bold prediction as to what's going on with that. But yeah, the DNA bomb is going to be wrapping up here relatively soon. Once again, just continuously moving around between the flags, going where the UAV tells them. This is what I missed, man. This is what I missed during Call of Duty Ghosts. During Call of Duty Ghosts, when they brought in the SATCOM, there was really no form of a good radar system, you know. It was a real pain in the ass to find people. But you come here, man, you call in the UAV, especially if you're using something like parabolic microphone or something like that. You just see people all the time. It's great. I love it. Of course, UAVs are a little bit harder to get. I think they actually cost more score than what they cost in Black Ops 2. So they are a little bit harder to get. But at the same time, why is that guy shooting straight up in the air? But they do cost a little bit more. But at the exact same time, they're just so freaking good once you actually get them. Of course, you can upgrade them, just make them better if you so choose. But it works out pretty well. Here is actually pretty funny here. So he's actually really close to his DNA bomb. Very, very close. And then the round ended. I always hated this kind of thing. Then he makes a very risky move, running right to the middle building, putting his back to the middle building, and aiming down this hallway, which actually pays off for him. He ends up killing the guy and getting the DNA bomb as a result, as well as picking up that guy. But to me, that was just kind of a risky play, man. You run to the middle building, risking somebody seeing you, and then going down there and just putting your back to where people are coming from, like that middle building, you know? If someone would have rushed right through there, they could have seen him go in there, they could have chased him down and shot him in the back, went off his DNA bomb, and that would have been just awful. That would have been, man, I don't even know. It would have just been terrible. It just would have been one of the worst things in the holy world. Right there, he's showing the career class again. But now we're going to go ahead and skip forward towards the end of the gameplay. As you guys can see, it's quite the blowout. We're going to be winning by over double the score of the other team. We're actually going to get to 200 points, which if a domination match in Advanced Warfare gets to 200 points, like one team actually gets to the score limit, it's kind of a blowout, because very rarely, for me anyway, does it actually get to the score limit when I'm playing domination. But there we are. We see our final score. 64 kills, 1 death, 1 capture, and 4 defends, leading the lobby in kills, leading the lobby in score. Just very good overall gameplay. It's weird, right? I don't know what's up with it, but the 6 right there, it's kind of like faded out. It doesn't look like a 6, does it? It's really weird looking, at least on my preview screen. So either way, that was a fantastic overall DNA bomb, running around, getting it with a submachine gun, which KF5 I would probably say at this time is probably the best submachine gun, but still, it's with a submachine gun, man, and that's something you don't see a whole lot of here on YouTube. So I thought that was pretty great. Thank you to Grab for sending us in. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And if you guys would like to send in your guys' DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, watch this video right here. If you have annotations on, you can go ahead and just click it, and it will open up in a new tab for you. If you're watching on a mobile device or possibly like a tablet, something like that, or maybe you just don't have annotations, there's a link to that video down in the video description. That video will tell you all the rules so you have to abide by when you're submitting your videos for DNA Saturday, as well as give you some helpful, informative tips. That's the things I'm looking for when I'm going through everyone's gameplays for DNA Saturday. If you follow all those rules and you follow those helpful hints, chances are you'll probably end up being picked, because a lot of people don't follow all the rules and they don't follow all of the tips I try and give them. So keep that in mind. Go check out that video. It's definitely worth a watch if you would like a video featured on DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Grab, you can find them over at youtube.com/thegravatonically, which is quite a name, the Gravatonically. It's definitely quite the name. But if you want to head over to his YouTube channel, you guys can check him out there. He's actually a first-time guest here on my channel. He was not featured at all during Chemstrike Saturday. He was not featured, of course, at all during DNA Saturday. So this is his first video, his first time a lot of you are actually hearing of his channel. So this is what you can find over there on his YouTube channel. He has what I would call a very casual channel, a very laid back kind of channel, right? He posts, but he just doesn't post super consistently, right? That kind of thing. You may have seen channels like his before. Like, he's the kind of channel that has really good gameplay. Like, he gets DNA bombs, and during Call of Duty, he had a bunch of chem strikes, and he also had some nuclear and stuff like that from Black Ops 2. But he's one of those guys that posts up videos, but he never has commentary on his channel. He usually just puts music on there, and you can tell he's kind of laid back with his entire channel, because just about all of his videos that I had a chance to look at had copyrighted music on them. So he's a very, very laid-back channel. He posts up. He's one of those guys, like, if you see a gameplay from him, chances are it's going to be really good, and he has some music to it, and you guys can just watch the gameplay, listen to some music, and just see some beasting scores, that kind of thing, right? I don't think he's going for a partnership or anything like that, of course, with the copyrighted music, so it's just a laid-back channel. He posts up good gameplay when he wants to, and he's got music on there. So that's what his channel is. I can't really advertise it any better than that. That's what it is. That's what his channel is. A very casual, very laid-back channel that you may enjoy, because there are a bunch of people that really just enjoy watching watching good gameplay. I've actually seen comments of people that say they don't like watching commentary. They don't like listening to the commentary. They just want to watch the gameplay. They don't want to hear my stupid voiceover or stuff like that, you know? So maybe if you're one of those people who just want to watch some good gameplay, maybe listen to some music while you're at, that's the channel for you. Go over and check them out. That's youtube.com/thegravitonically. A link down in the video description, as well as an annotation on your screen. That'll take you over there. So hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.